Worries coping with a parent who drinks too much alcohol. We always open family presents the night before our birthdays, and last year when my turn came, I was excited and happy. That is, until Dad stumbled his way to the couch. He fell asleep before I could open the first present. Instead of good wishes, all I got from him were loud snores. I could tell he'd been drinking. Dad bought you a new bicycle, Mom said. It's bright green. Let's go out and see it. I want to see it with Dad. Can't you wake him up? I miss him when he doesn't do things with us. You know he'll just be grumpy and angry, Maggie. Come on, don't be sad. A bike's a big present, but I'd much rather have a little present if Dad only cared enough to give it to me himself. What are you going to wish for when you blow out the candles on your cake? My brother Daniel whispered. Daniel is usually really quiet so that Dad doesn't have a reason to yell at him. I didn't really have to say that all I wanted was for Dad to stop drinking, because I knew we all wished that. Mom bustled around the kitchen. Hurry up and finish breakfast, kids, she said. There's a lot to do before Maggie's party. Beth, can you finish the loot bags while I make the potato salad? Daniel, if you could walk Candy, it would be a real help. I'll pick up the birthday cake, Dad offered. Mom looked as worried as I felt. Are you sure, dear? What's the matter? Do you think I'll let you down? Dad sounded hurt. Nobody said a word, but I thought about all the times he had let us down by being late or worse, not even showing up. My stomach was in knots. Beth, Daniel, and I had just finished decorating the house when the doorbell rang. I'd invited my friends over, including Amanda. She's my favorite friend from school, but she's never been to my house. I was too worried about what she'd think of my family. We played volleyball in the backyard for a while. When it was time to eat, we finished off our hot dogs and potato salad and carrot sticks. Everyone waited for the cake. It's okay, said Amanda. It was as though she had read my mind. I don't think I can eat another bite. No wonder she's my friend. It seemed like forever, but Dad finally arrived wearing a silly smile with the ice cream cake. He walked unsteadily inside to the kitchen. We all watched as the cake slipped from his hands and fell onto Candy's head. Nobody knew what to do, except for Candy. She was busy lapping up the sweet mess. Mom yelled at Dad, and Dad yelled back. Daniel hid under the table, Beth stormed out, and I was ready to cry. The guests started phoning my parents to pick them up early. When Amanda left, she gave me a sad little hug as she walked out the door. The next day, I heard kids whispering that my dad was drunk at my party. I was so hurt and angry that I knocked him in his lunchbox on the floor. Her surprised look made me feel bad, and I started crying. What's going on? Said Mr. Hubble. Amanda, why don't you and the other kids go outside for recess? I thought for sure that I'd get in trouble, but I didn't. People shouldn't talk behind your back, but you shouldn't knock anyone's lunch on the floor. Mr. Hubble's voice was kind. I'm certain you know that, Maggie. Can you tell me why you're so angry? He wanted to know why I was angry? He was being really nice, and I wanted so badly to talk to someone. Could I trust him? Was he a safe person to talk to? I remembered when my friend Max told Mr. Hubble about his parents' divorce. Max said Mr. Hubble was a great listener. I took a deep breath. I got so upset and embarrassed at my birthday party. My friends saw everything, and now they're telling people my dad was drunk. My parents had a big fight. Everything is such a mess. I talked and talked. Mr. Hubble said, maybe your dad does drink too much alcohol, Maggie. Some people who drink too much can't stop, and they end up saying and doing things that hurt the people they love. Sometimes the people who get hurt don't like to talk about it. Does it help now that you've told me? I nodded and tried not to cry. Mr. Hubble's voice was gentle. Are your worries the reason your report card wasn't as good as it could have been? I nodded again and reached for the tissue that Mr. Hubble handed me. I think it might help if you talk to Miss Yee. Lots of kids do. She's a great school counselor. There are tons of families like yours. All the way home, I thought about what Mr. Hubble had said. I was scared to tell Mom. What if she was mad that I told our family secrets to my teacher? Mom had enough to worry about. But she surprised me. Maggie, I can tell you're upset about Dad's drinking and what happened at the party. You should know we both love all three of you and we're trying to make things better. Would it be okay if I talked to the school counselor, Mom? I think that's a good thing to do. I'm really proud of you, Maggie. You might not be when you see this, I said. I gave my mom my report card. I'm disappointed, but I understand, she said. After dinner, while I was doing my homework, I heard Dad crying and throwing things around the living room. I thought he was upset because of my report card. It must be my fault. The next day at school, I went to see Miss Yee. I asked her the question that troubled me most. Is it my fault that Dad drinks too much? You didn't cause this problem, Maggie, she said, and it's not your problem to fix. Sometimes you and your brother and sister may feel upset by what's going on at home. It's important to talk to an adult that you trust about your thoughts and feelings. I thought for a moment. Like my grandma, I said. I can call her whenever I feel like it, and I can also walk next door to our neighbor Melba's house when things are bad at home. Those are fine ideas, Maggie. You can also call a kid's helpline. My mom told me that Dad's father has a problem with alcohol. Does that mean I'll have problems too? The idea scared me. There are lots of things you can do to prevent that. You have so many things in your life that make you happy, like good friends, music, drawing, playing basketball in the team, and singing in the school choir. And most important, you're good at talking about your feelings. You don't need alcohol to make you feel good. On the way home, I had another horrible thought. What if Mom started to have problems with alcohol too? That night, when Mom came to say goodnight, I blurted out my question. Mom, do you think you'll start drinking too much like Dad does? That's never been a problem for me, Maggie, she said. I can stop after a drink or two, but I don't drink with Dad in case he feels tempted to drink too. So people can drink and not have problems? A lot of people do that, she said. Alcohol is only a problem for some people. I don't understand why people who would drink when it causes so much trouble. Mom thought for a moment. At first, drinking can make people feel happier and more relaxed. They like that feeling. But if you drink too much, you get drunk, and that can make you feel tired, angry, sad, or sick to your stomach. It can even make you feel sick the next day. A couple of days later, we were having breakfast when Mom and Dad said they had an important announcement. Dad cleared his throat. We've been to see Dr. Gupta, and she's helping me with my drinking problem. Mom and I are going to work on things together. Dr. Gupta explained that you kids shouldn't blame yourselves for my bad decisions. She also helped me find a counselor for more help. Beth, Daniel, and I looked at each other. Does this mean that things will get better around our house? The months passed, and Dad pretty much stopped drinking. He spent more time with Beth, Daniel, and me. He even went to my basketball games with the rest of my family. It felt great to see him clapping for me. One day, as we walked home from the park, he said, Maggie, I'm really starting to feel better about myself. I didn't even realize my drinking was a problem until your party. Now I know it affects the whole family. I'm trying hard not to drink anymore. I'm sorry for the trouble that I've caused. Dad held my hand for the first time in a long while. I thought about the things that had changed since Dad stopped drinking. Daniel wasn't so nervous that Dad would yell at him, and Beth didn't argue all the time. We were doing family things again, and I was doing way better in school. I could study better when I didn't have to worry about helping Dad. It wasn't my problem to solve. I had enough dealing with math. But just when I thought we were fine, something terrible happened. Mom asked Dad to take out the garbage. He had been drinking again. I guess Dad didn't want to help because he got angry and started kicking the recycling bin, which tipped over my bike. My birthday bike got all scratched and bent. I went to talk to Miss E about how scared I felt. I can see you're disappointed and confused and angry, Maggie. How could this happen? I was ready to cry. When people are trying to stop drinking, they sometimes slip and start drinking again. It sounds like that's what happened. But why did he get so angry and start kicking the garbage cans? When people drink, they can make bad decisions. Even with the setback, Dad didn't give up trying to stop drinking. His counselor helped him understand that he should work fewer hours, spend more time with the family, and do the hobbies he used to enjoy. He started gardening again. By my next birthday, we had some of the fruits and vegetables he'd grown, along with cake and ice cream, of course. When it was time to blow out the candles, I made my usual wish. Please don't let Dad come home drunk. Everyone was smiling as Dad came in, covered in green paint. He was carrying a bright neon green helmet with cool racing stripes. Let's all go outside, he said. There in the yard was my bike. It was fixed and painted a shiny green. It looked better than ever. It was a great present, but the best present of all was that Dad hadn't been drinking. There will probably be more ups and downs, but I really hope he can do it. That's my biggest wish of all.